Heritage boys basketball finishing conference play undefeated and securing the ACAC conference championship outright for the first time in program history. Joining me today via Zoom because the weather is just so snowy outside is head coach Adam Gray. Coach, in your third year as head coach, it's got to feel pretty good to finally get to bring home the conference crown.
Yeah, we had a chance my first year. Us and actually in the same kind of situation, us and Jay County were both coming into it undefeated, and they got us that time. But we got to return the favor this time, I guess. It felt really good for our kids, all the hard work they've put in to be able to do that.
You know, going back to that game against Jay County that secured it for you guys, it was a close win. Walk me through that 6-point victory.
I mean, we knew. I mean, it was a contrast of two different styles, two different types of strengths. They're big. They go 6'6" and 6'5" across the front line. For us, with our starters, we go 6'2" and then 6 foot across the front line. So their strength inside, our strength is on the outside. I mean, we shoot about 27 threes a game and make 9 or 10 of them. And we hit our average on both of those on Friday. We went 9 for 29 from the 3-point line, so not as good as we would like to be, but we knew we were going to have to make some shots from the outside. We had a pretty, I guess you could say on paper, we had a comfortable lead most of the third quarter and majority of the fourth, but nothing really felt that comfortable with them, just with their length and their athleticism. But our kids made plays when they needed to finish it off.
You kind of answered it there, but what about this group of guys this year made this possible?
I think just how good of teammates they are for each other. I mean, you look at our roster and we start one senior. We have 2 seniors on the roster. So if you would have told me that with a bunch of sophomores and juniors that they would be in this position, I knew it was possible. But just with how hard it is to win in our league, I knew that they were going to have to go through some growing pains. But they did that. They did a lot of that in the fall too. I mean, we had a really, really good fall. We conditioned really, really well in the fall. They pushed each other. They invested in each other. And I think that's where all this truly started, was in our fall and summer workouts, limited though they were.
You know, you mentioned this younger core. How do you use this momentum with the state tournament coming up soon?
I mean, I think for any team, the mission of education-based athletics is for them to learn. And ultimately, if that's not why we're doing this, then we're not doing it for the right reasons. But for them, I mean, they know they can come into they can go into a battle. They can persevere. They can not have their best, but they can still find a way to get it done at the end. And that's really, I mean, no matter what you're doing, you're not always going to have your best, but you find a way to get it done.
You know, Coach, you mentioned the learning curve. Coming up to the end of the regular season, you have 2 road games to end the regular season. How do you use that as kind of a preparation before hitting the tournament?
I mean, we always tell our kids, we've had 2 different Friday, Saturday, where we've gone back-to-back playing this year. And that's a really good test for the tournament, because if you want to be holding up a trophy on that Saturday night, you're going to have to beat 2 good teams back to back. You're going to have to beat them on Friday and then be able to have a short-term memory and figure out how to play another really good team 24 hours later, find a way to prepare for them adequately. I mean, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, they're probably not going to be as mentally prepared as you'd like for them to be, as we'd like for them to be as adults. So they have to find a way, and we have to find a way to get them prepared and get them to where they're not thinking about that Friday, where there probably were a lot of emotional highs, emotional lows, and get them ready to go into another battle.
You get them to understand that, then why could you see this Patriots team making a decent run into the postseason?
You know, our sectional is really, really good. I mean, Mississinawa was one shot away from winning it last year, and they returned pretty much everyone. Norwell, Belmont, and our area are both really, really good, in my opinion. and then Oak Hill and Eastern Greentown from down closer to that Marion, East Central Indiana area. They're both solid as well. So there's not really a draw that you look at and think, okay, if we get this path, then we can see ourselves getting to Saturday. You're going to have to win 3 games, 3 tough games to be able to win our sectional unless you get that bye. And even if you do get that bye, you're going to have 2 really, really tough games back to back to give yourselves a chance. And that's what we've talked to our kids about. I mean, early in the year, if you look at a lot of our scores, both with Belmont and with Norwell, we lose games to them that are both by single possessions. And now we feel like we're starting to turn that corner with this group that they know how to win because they've been in those positions with each other, that they're starting to figure out how to close those games out.
You know, going back to the conference championship, what does something like that mean to the school and to the community after going so long without it?
I mean, it's the first time in our history of a school to win it outright. I mean, we've won, gosh darn it.
This is great. This is live TV, you know?
That's awesome. Oh, sorry about that.
You're good. You're good.
Where were we? Community?
Yeah, I was just going back to, you know, with going so long without a conference championship, what does something like this mean to the community and to the school?
I mean, I think high school athletics have gotten diluted quite a bit with player movement, kids wanting to go play with their friends, kids wanting to go play with who they played AAU with. Some people that don't do it the right way and they want to get kids to come into their program. So I think it's become diluted in a sense in that way, some places. But in our conference especially, that's not the case. You've got community-based schools where the support's still really high. I mean, we get, you know, this year when we can't have as many fans in the stands as we want, we've got people, you know, following our live stream that we do left and right, sending out encouragement through that way. So it means a lot to our community to be able to see our kids be successful and to watch them compete night in and night out.
That's awesome. Any final thoughts for you, Coach?
Just really appreciate you guys choosing us. Appreciate the coverage.
Of course. All right, then I'll do my last thing real quick. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations to the Heritage Patriots boys basketball team, conference champs, and your OPS team of the week. Cool. And then the only thing I'll have you do is if you have one of those T-shirts handy, you'll just kind of bring it up, shake it real quick, and go like, woo, whatever. And then that'll be the ending shot when I say what I just said.
Okay, I'll go grab it real quick.
Cool.
Can I have my kids do it? They're a little more enthusiastic than I am.
Absolutely. Can you be in the shot too, though? Have all you 3 do it?
All right, come here.
Yeah. Hi.
What's going on?
Okay.
Come here. No, you don't put it on. Come over here. Huh? No, it'll be funnier without one. Okay.
Okay, so real quick, I'll kind of give you guys the instructions. I'm going to mute myself so that the camera doesn't come back on me. I'll have you clap just so that the sound is on you, and then you guys just go, woo, and shake the T-shirts. Sound cool, guys?
You ready? You understand what you're doing?
All right, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
Woo!
Go. Woo!
Woo!
There you go. Louder, louder, louder.